Hello. So we are live. So I'm live. I'm supposed to do this broadcasting, this live with a good friend of mine, Mark Engster, with Stranger Community. But something came up, and then this is a good proof that no matter what, we have to continue. We have to keep on going, and we have to give the best we have. So as you might know already, for the ones that they know me already, my name is Monica Periade, and I'm a transformational life coach, a coaching conversationalist. Like I like to present myself and think of myself, and also a published author, Amazon and Kindle, of two amazing books, Unstoppable You and The Anatomy of Happiness. I'm also soon to release the third self-help book, which my expectation are to be really a wonderful, great book, even more powerful, with even more great things inside. Anyway, those books are meant to inspire, are not meant to teach you particular things, but will take you through the process of creating the life, a life that you can enjoy or enjoy the life that you have, taking you through the process of how mind works, how we function. Although you might already know, nonetheless, it's a good reminder. And also to take you through the process of understanding how certain beliefs can empower us and how they can help us to navigate in confidence through adversity, to negativity, to all kind of toxic situationships. So happy to be here and happy to bring shed some light um, about criticism, negativity, and we all go through situations, through adversity. We all have disempowering beliefs that pins us in a situation that no longer that is not serving us, so to speak. We take on certain beliefs as a coping mechanism. So sometimes the biggest criticize, the biggest critic of it's ourselves. So we criticize, we critic, we criticize ourselves in a way that we think that this is something that serves us, but it's actually a coping mechanism. It's actually our mind keeping us on the safe zone. So I'll give a few examples as we go through this, but I will start with the life hacks. So I'm going to cover practical tips and tricks to simplify our your daily routine, to enhance more productivity and find a balance between work, between personal life, and between in this fast-paced world. So to discover techniques to maximize your efficiency and to focus on how to thrive, how to grow instead of constantly allowing other people to put their opinions on us or to criticize ourselves, and to foster a sense of calm even when we deal with a lot of negativity and chaos. In simple words, to navigate toxicity and negativity with confidence. It's important to build resilience to handle criticism constructively. So we are our own worst critics, and it's important to turn criticism into something constructive, into opportunity for growth. Sometimes people don't have necessarily the best interest at heart, even ourselves, because we have certain beliefs that we incorporate in our overall opinion we have about ourselves. And instead of instead of choosing criticism as a way to grow, we actually allow criticism to pin us on, in a negative turmoil, in negative situations, and pin us in a situation that no longer serves us. So, criticism, if someone criticizes you, it's simply a way of them reflecting their personal beliefs, their personal frustration, their personal lack of positivity. And it's not necessarily something that has to do with who we are. So basically, when someone criticizes us, the best way to go around is to ask ourselves, there is any truth in that? There is any truth in this? How can I use this to better myself? How this is serving me? If I believe there is a truth in that, if I allow that critic, that negative feedback into my life, into my belief system, how this is going to help me? It's always the way we receive what other people try to pin on us, try to put on us. So if someone says something, I have maybe someone says, well, you are not good enough, you are not equipped to do this. So you might want to ask yourself, what is the truth of this? How this is true? So how this is true? You am I not? Do I need to get to learn more? Am I missing something? Do I need to get better at this particular thing? Whatever you want to pursue and you receive the criticism for. So, do I need to put more effort? Or this person simply says and um, reflects their own, projects their own beliefs into me and has nothing to do with me. So, criticism can be a powerful tool for growth, to thrive, and could be also a disempowering trauma that will place us in a dark space and will it's like when you criticize a child and you say, don't sing because you don't have a voice, a good voice. You don't have the voice for a singer. Your voice is not pleasant. So that child, because it's so fragile, will go in a dark space and will believe will take your words as personal beliefs and will believe that he has no voice, she's not talented, and she should be quiet, she should not sing. And then eventually, with this belief, you will end up even not singing, but not only singing, but if you believe that you can't sing, and if you believe that you are not good at something, your brain will do the best they can, the best, the best to prove you that this is true, because the brain um, doesn't differentiate, doesn't make the difference between true or false. So what is happening, that what will happen now, the brain will only try to brings more proof, more things to support you, to support what you believe about yourself. So if you believe about yourself that you are not good enough, that your voice is not good enough, that your skills are not good enough, that you are not smart enough, that you are not beautiful enough, if you believe about yourself whatever someone else um, projected and made you believe, or transferred to you, eventually you will become that person. So if you believe you are a shy person, you will always behave like a shy person. If you believe you are not good enough, you will always have the behavior and of someone who's not good enough at certain things or in general. If you believe you are not beautiful enough, you will always come out as a person that she's um, she's not beautiful enough. You will have the behavior of what you believe deep down about yourself. This is happening because we take things personally, and we take other people opinions, criticism, and feedback or words as personal agreement with ourselves. So someone says, you are not good enough. So then you take that as an agreement with yourself that you are not good enough. So then you will not show up for yourself. You will not lead your life in confidence. You will not believe you will not believe that you can. So you will not initiate certain actions. You will not put yourself out there um, in life. You will not put yourself out there in a way so you can mm, learn, you can overcome, you can thrive. Because the way life works is through failure. And what it means failure? To trial. Because you actually not failure, it's maybe we should reconsider the way we treat the word failure. But failure is actually something that means you didn't succeed to get what you thought you will get out of something, but you still succeed of learning a way that it doesn't work for you, or a way to eliminate a way that doesn't work, or to understand a better way that it might work. So we hear a lot of without failure there is no learning, and without learning there is no progress. So the biggest fear is to feel, for us, it's to feel inadequate, to feel embarrassed, to feel like we are out of the space and all. So criticism is not helping, especially if it's someone that is close to us that criticizes. And usually it happens that someone will project their own beliefs and fears on us, especially if we start to talk to ourselves and say, oh, who do you think you are? Because there are enough of people to put you down or say about you, who she thinks she is, you know? There are enough of people to do that because that's how people function and that's how people are. Not all of them, but that's how actually life is. So if you criticize continuously yourself, you actually beat yourself up. So it's very important not to do that. So that's why I started with this as, to me, one of the most important life hack, the most important topic to discuss, which is overcoming criticism, self-criticism, and the criticism of other people. The criticism of other people, it's easier to overcome than the criticism, the heaviness of self-criticism. That is by far the worst and the most damaging. And now we can move to the next topic that I have prepared for today, though this is a live event, so I don't have a script, but just the main point. So, navigating trauma. And I'm not going to go and talk so much about trauma as big trauma, but I will talk about the trauma that are small traumas that we block somewhere in our mind and that takes space in our subconscious level and plays a crucial role in how we navigate through life also. And also very important that this traumatic trauma, they become strong beliefs in our subconscious level, and eventually it's also a big reason of why we criticize ourselves. So the most important is to understand the belief behind our behavior, the beliefs, the cause of our beliefs. So our beliefs most of the time, they are simply symptoms of deeper causes. So let's say if you think about yourself that you can't have success or you are not good enough, if this is something that you believe about yourself, this is just a sign, a symptom of a trauma, something that happened to you at some point in time, maybe in your childhood, something that you are not even, and that's a trauma, something that you are not even aware of it sometime. It's not like, God rest her soul, the singer Connor, that she knew all the cause of her trauma and the cause of her pain, which was her childhood and what happened to her and the abuse of her mother. No, something that happened and you blocked somewhere at the subconscious level, and that trigger you to believe that you are not good enough. Let's say if you went to a competition as a child when you were 10, 12 years old, and being competitive personality, you went through the competition once or twice, to not the same competition, various, maybe only once. Some of us are that much sensitive, or maybe twice or thrice. And then what happened? You didn't win, and you didn't come first, second, or third. So you take this very, very hard, and you took this as a belief that you are not good enough, that you can't succeed, and that it's a trauma out there, and that trauma plays, and you block that, let's say that experience, that few experiences where you, let's say you were not, how to say, selected to go for a specific, to join a specific sport by the teacher. This happened to me personally. So let's say this happens to you. My belief from that moment, when the woman, she said, too, she completely ignored me, the teacher. And then when I asked, she said something is with my back, I'm too tall, and something, whatever she said. And that it wasn't called or accurate or appropriate for her to do. But what happened in that moment, I took her words as a belief. So I thought something is wrong with me. So I never even considered that sport is something, that particular type of sport, it's something I can pursue. So this is a clear example of how beliefs and agreements, negative agreements we make with ourselves, takes place. So whether you think you can or you think you can't, it has to do with a belief you have about yourself, and it will prove that you are right, because the beliefs you have about yourself, they are the main foundation in your life, for your success in life, for your professional success, and for your personal success. So that's why, by far, self criticism is the worst one. So that's why, out of the four agreements of Don Miguel Ruiz, which is Mexican published author of two, three amazing books, but one of them it's the Four Agreement, and one of them it's the one that we I cover today in my one way. It's by taking things personally, the agreement you make with yourself. So if you make an agreement, a positive, so it's important. That's why it's important to have affirmation, but those affirmation, they have to be very specific to your needs, to your traumas, to your beliefs, to your negative events, and to your scale of values, to the identity that you want to shape for yourself, because identity is something we shape out of the values that we have, the principles, the beliefs, and out of what we want for ourselves. We are we have roles, we have values. Roles, you can play the role of a mother, but doesn't mean that's your identity completely, because you as well, you are a wife, you as well, you can be a sister, and you are an employee, and that's another role that you play in your life. So it's very important to understand and differentiate your roles from your identity, and to see how aligned those roles because are with your identity and with your values. That's where the anatomy of happiness is all about. You see, that's what can make you unstoppable. And I believe unstoppable also it's perceptive. You perceive it to be whatever you need, so you can reach to the level of or the lifestyle that you want for yourself. So unstoppable meaning don't allow criticism, negativity, trauma, and self-criticism to pin you in a space, in a dark space somewhere that you don't enjoy being. Of course, life will always throw stones at us, not because that's how the life is, but life is made out of easiness, beauty, nature, natural things, and part of that also adversity. The same way nature has four season and harsh season and easy soft seasons, weathers, and so on. So everything starts with the belief we have about ourselves, with the way we allow criticism in our lives, and the way we we think of ourselves. Of course, you have self-esteem, and self-esteem it's it's the overall opinion you have about how good you are and how strong you are, and the overall opinion you have about yourself. And then self-confidence is the belief you have about the abilities and skills you possess. And it's a combination. Self-confidence, it's how what you believe in general about yourself and your ability to overcome certain situations or to thrive in certain situation. And self-worth, it's the value you put on yourself. So self-esteem and self-love and self-worth and self-confidence, all these self, they work kind of in this way. So every time you hide and you don't show up for yourself, you reinforce the belief that you are not good enough. So also every time it's self-esteem, and self-esteem is the one that and supports and enhance the level of your self-confidence. So it goes like that. Self-esteem is like a debit account, and every time you show up for yourself, every time you keep a promise to yourself, every time you create a change or you reinforce a healthy habit, or you choose um, a healthy habit over a simple addiction or hack or a toxic habit. Every time you show up for yourself and you reinforce a habit, you simply create a change, a healthy change, your level of self-esteem increases, because every time you do that, you get to to feel more, your level of self-esteem goes up, you get to feel more confident, more hopeful, you get to value yourself more. So all of this is important. And that's it for today. And for this broadcast, I think I cover this. I wanted to cover also cultivating positive beliefs. I manage very little, so didn't allow that. So empowering workspaces, how to deal with criticism in your workspace, how to deal with negativity, how to navigate through this situation, and so on. But until next time, we'll cover more next time. And until next time, this is Monica Periade with you. I'm your coaching conversationalist and transformational life coach. Also, I'm the author of two amazing books, and I hope you can see it here. Unstoppable You, and this is the first edition of The Anatomy of Happiness and the Basic of Growing, which is right in the back. So this is my first edition that I have, and this is my second. And this year, hopefully, I will release the third one. It's at the moment work in progress. Until next time, don't forget to believe in yourself. Don't forget the belief you have about yourself are the foundation of what you become. So the belief you have about yourself are the foundation of what you become. That will shape the identity that will create, and that creates the life that you have. Much love, light, and blessings from here. Stay happy, stay blessed, and thank you for your time.